All right. Sitting here with Johnny
Johnny.
Jerebic. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, dude.
First, we need to shout out our sponsors: Alani Nu, Blender Bottle, G-Shock, and Adidas. So, Johnny, tell us. Good to have you, dude.
Dude, great to be here in our office.
Tell us. So, you've been here now a year and a half.
Yeah, probably a little over a year and a half, about that.
A little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Tell us real quick. Before this, you did software sales, and then the car business is where you got your start in sales.
Yeah.
Why is insurance sales, or why'd you leave those in the first place? Then we'll talk about why insurance sales is better.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the first thing, I never even meant to be in sales in the first place. I was fighting professionally at the time, boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Needed something to do during the day. When you're starting out, you're not making very much money fighting. Not enough to pay the bills at least. So I needed something to do. So I went to this car dealership to wash cars. And then I worked there for a couple weeks before the owners were like, hey, you could talk to people and do stuff. Do you want to try sales? And my dad did sales. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And then I loved it. I fell in love with it and just wanted to do sales after that. And I was at the car dealership working the car business for about 7 years.
So how old were you when you first got into sales?
17, 18.
Oh, right out of,
just turned. Yeah, I was in high school washing cars and fighting professionally while I was still in high school. And then that summer, after I graduated, is when I started selling cars and doing that. So, so I would say that, yeah, so I was there for about 7 years and then realized as a 24, 25-year-old that I was kind of reaching my cap. I saw I can move up a little bit more because I had been, assistant service manager, doing sales, kind of working in management there. The only place to go up there from there was a GSM of a dealership. And I just realized I saw their life and where I was at 24 and that didn't really align with what I wanted for the rest of my life. So I just felt like I was kind of stuck. I was in a box there and wanted to get out a little bit, wanted to get into, at the time, Instagram was popping off, virtual sales, do this, do that. And that's when it really got big, the Wi-Fi money stuff. So I took a job at a software sales company because I could work virtually and do that. Realized I sucked at virtual sales.
You sucked at it.
I sucked at it because in-person sales, it was a lot easier. You have body language and people could see you and you could see them. And then when I moved over to the virtual side of things, it was a lot harder for me to follow a script and do that kind of stuff. But then I gave it my all, got pretty good at it. And then same thing there. I felt like I was kind of stuck. I took a year or so of doing that to get really good at it. And then once I was good at it, I realized, okay, there's got to be more this. I'm still stuck at this weird base salary plus commission. I feel like I could make a lot more money a high ticket sales or something else.
And there wasn't a lot of progression, right?
I was pretty much stuck. And I wanted that progression because I had that in the car business and I wanted that in something else too. And then there wasn't much there. So I felt very stuck,
Right.
And then kind of got looking into what else is out there, found life insurance, but I saw that as a good vehicle, but couldn't find a good place, right? I couldn't find where I wanted to start, where I wanted to do, who I wanted to do it with.
So you heard hey, you can make a lot of money in insurance, but in Denver, was it just you didn't see anything in Denver or even outside of Colorado?
Even outside of that, because I originally I was still on the mindset of the virtual thing. I wanted to do virtual sales, and work from anywhere and, have a young kid at the time. So I just thought the virtual side of things, what I wanted to do. But again, I didn't have any guidance, didn't know what to do. And then got in contact with you, met Easton. And then we started our old office in Denver. I kind of came and saw the office and was for the first time, I was these are my guys. This is people just like me. I know that this is where I need to be. I already knew that the vehicle was correct. Found the right guys, the people I wanted to do it with, and it was over from there.
By right guys, you're just dogs.
Yeah, basically just dogs. So, and I say that seriously because
first day I met Johnny, just he's oh.
but no, in all honesty though, it was hard to find dogs, especially around my age. So it was I was super ambitious and I loved sales from a young age. Wanted to get into it when I was in the car business. It was a bunch of old dudes basically. You know what I mean? It was the only guys that were making money were guys who had been doing it forever.
So
And then the guys my age weren't ambitious. Like they were
Right.
washing cars. Like they didn't,
right.
no, that's a bad job, but like they just didn't care about things. You know what I mean? And like,
Although
then,
if you are washing cars, you should come.
yeah, we need a
Yeah.
detailer or someone to sell
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like I felt really stuck, and then I went to the software company, where then it was a bunch of people my age, but not my ambition. So like the car business was full of people with my ambition, but they were a lot older, and I couldn't really relate. Went to the software company with a lot of guys my age, and they just didn't care. They didn't want to grow, and that's why I felt stuck. And they were just like, "I'm chilling. I'm good here. We make enough money."
Yeah.
And I wanted something more, so I finally found a group of guys, dogs, just like me, that wanted to succeed and were young and hungry and ambitious and wanted to build something like we built here. So.
Yeah, and I was talking to, that's pretty common actually. And what we build is special because like we always imagined, me and Easton when we first started, like having a local group in Denver. Because the virtual thing was pretty common. And when I came to join Easton, most of his agency was scattered throughout the country. And then I am I have horrible ADD, so I can't do the virtual thing. Right. I have to be in the office. And I just had this vision of like a really solid group of people. And Colorado's interesting because it's like people don't really, you either like you grew up here or you moved to Colorado, but it's not typically for business. People move to Colorado because the mountains, snowboarding, smoking weed. Like it's a place to like, it's a nice place to live for those things. There's not a lot of ambitious people, or like what Josh was saying, same deal. He's like, dude, there's no ambitious 20, 30-year-olds. Like in his last company, I mean, he was making $300-400 grand a year. It was all like corporate older guys. And so I think what we have is super rare. And the goal is like be the place. Cause I don't know of any other place in Denver that like has as many like ambitious, first and foremost, like ambitious, second, actually making really good money. 20 to 35-year-olds. Our average agent, I think, is like 27. Yeah. And our top rep last year is 21. Yeah. So like the young, ambitious, actually doing stuff. Like we have guys with cars and the watches, like real, like money. But then we also focus on like progression and like ambition.
The thing that I love about it, because I love the cars, the money, the clothes, everything that we have, like the shoes, like all of it is sick. But the thing that I love so much is that our core group is like, it's guys that you want to be in the gym with. Like we're waking up early, we're grinding. Like we love that lifestyle. Like the coolest thing to me is to see that like we have Lambos and $100,000 BMWs and all this stuff in our parking lot from 7 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. Like that's what is sick to me, is like the things are cool, but seeing all those guys, all those girls like in here working, grinding every day, and like to see what we all have because of it, and like we're all building together, is building this culture. And back to like previous point, like I was super big into the virtual thing. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And then I got around this group and was like, no, this is where I want to be all day, every day. You know? So it was just it took my mind off that virtual thing, because then I knew like, now these are the people that are going to help me succeed. There's power in numbers. You know, the team is what's going to build us. Yeah. And then when you find the right people to do it with,
and we've all become like really, really close as well. It's like people will say, oh, like your job's fun. It's like, well, yeah, we've kind of designed it that way. Like you show up to the office, we're all hammering the phones, but like we're with our friends, and we enjoy hanging out outside of work. Like we'll go on these trips. We just got back from Dallas at our convention. Like it's enjoyable to go out with people because we're all like-minded. Yeah. It's like when you grow up, like I have friends that I grew up with and love them to death, but we're not all doing the same stuff. And so you get closer with people sometimes that, you know, you find in business and in sales, because we're all like-minded. So obviously we got the culture side of things. That's been huge, and you're a huge part of that. So for those that don't know, Johnny runs most of our training for all the agents. Best trainer we got. So he gets to see the progression from like a new agent all the way to someone who's selling 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 grand. Like pretty much every person in this office, you've impacted them in some way. Whether it was, you know, some more time than others, but you've impacted everyone in this office in some way to learn how to sell. So talk about like, if we look at industry averages, so the industry average in the insurance space, life insurance, the industry average is probably somewhere between like 5,000 to 6,000 in issue paid premium
Mhm.
a month, meaning so someone selling a policy a week is the average. And that might even be a little bit high when you consider all the companies out there.
It's crazy.
So a policy a week, 4 policies a month. Our company, Family First Life, the brokerage,
Mhm.
their average is 10,000, so about double. Our average, you add another 50% on top of that. Our average fluctuates between 15,000 and 17,000 in issue paid premium, which means income wise that rep, depending on their comp, is making somewhere between about 130 to 190,000 is our average.
Mhm.
So why do you think, because you're a big part of it, why do you think our average is much higher than the industry? I mean, we're talking like 3 times as high as the industry average, 50% as high as like we're the biggest, brokerage, Family First Life. We're still at a higher scale than that. So why do you think we're different?
Yeah, so I think there's a few different things, but number one, so like in any sales organization, but especially we'll talk about life insurance specifically, the model is sell, hire, and then basically train.
Yeah.
So but where we're really big on is the training aspect of that,
Mhm.
and like really developing.
Mhm.
So when it comes to that training and developing agents, like yeah, we can sell,
Mhm.
right? Like no doubt about it, that's why we got to where we were. And then we can hire people that want to sell, but when we train them and we pour into them,
Mhm.
we do that so much more than anywhere else that I've seen.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, I'm the one of the head trainers here and like do the most of the training, but that's like part of my whole job. Like you don't see that very often where there's guys that are like dedicated and like not selfish, just trying to take all the sales, but I want to pour back into everybody else, as we all do.
Yep.
And it really boosts our reps, you know what I mean? So we can hire all day long, but at the end of the day, like what matters to me is bring guys in and actually having them sell, like, and actually make that money. So
Yeah.
like it was really cool when I came into this and to see how much money you can make and how quickly.
Mhm.
But the cooler thing to me is genuinely helping bring other people in
Yeah.
and show them that. I mean, like I have reps that are working for us that I get to impact, like you said, I impact
Mhm.
everybody out there, but like I get to impact, and then like they come and be like, dude, that thing that you taught me, that thing that you showed me, the skill that you helped me get,
Mhm.
like I'm making $10,000-$15,000 a month now, 20,000. I mean, Wesley made ridiculous money
90
now,
grand
like
in December.
90,000
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
So like to watch that like get to happen again during the culture that we have, the team that we have, and then also everybody's making a ton of money.
Yep.
Like that to me is super cool. So I think we don't lose sight of that, and we develop our agents more than any other agency out there. I would put money on it.
Oh, for sure. And I've talked about this at like the big, annual
Mhm.
trainings that we go to. I like joke, like we do probably too much training because like our schedule, and we just added more for the new year. So like our schedule is at 8 a.m. training, kind of like a huddle, go over the script, role play for the entire company, 8 a.m. Then there's a 1 o'clock training, entire company go over objections. So that's already 2 hours Monday through Friday. So 10 hours a week of training. Now we just added kind of like a focus hour basically, or office hour, where take your guys that are brand new and spend an additional hour or 2 in your case. Like you spent 2 hours on top of that. So you spent 4 hours yesterday training.
Yeah.
Which, some would say like, oh, in an 8-hour workday, 10-hour workday, for us it's 12 to 14,
Yeah.
but like you're spending 30 to 50% of your time training and developing. The reason for that is the opportunity is there's 2 sides of it. There's selling insurance personally. You can make 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 grand a year selling insurance, just focusing on yourself. And then there's the recruiting side, which, Mutual of Omaha, Aflac, all these insurance companies, they pay whoever can bring them the most policies. They're going to pay bonuses and incentives to do so. So I can sell personally, let's say I can sell 50 policies in a month by myself. But if I can train 10 other sales reps to also sell 10 policies each, which is very low, now I bring 150 policies for my group to the insurance companies. They're giving me kickbacks. They're giving me bonuses. It's all based on production and how much value we're bringing to the insurance companies. So you can make 6 figures selling insurance, or you can make 7 figures teaching people, building a team, developing agents. So the real money is in recruiting. Now, there's 2 sides of the industry, which we see. Like there's some groups where they just recruit everybody.
Yeah.
and they're not making money.
No.
Like I've heard numbers thrown out there. They're like, yeah, my average agent is doing $3,000 a month. Like that's you should go work at McDonald's.
Yeah, make way more
Like
money.
you'll make way more. So, but it's because they're just pumping in bodies, but they're not giving them any value.
Yeah.
Then there's the other side where there are some hitters and they are insane at selling, but then they're just a one-man band, but they recruit people, but they're not actually in the saddle helping their people.
Yeah.
We're a perfect mix. I think we're kind of an anomaly, and this is not something that we started. Like this came from Zach Twardowski, dropped it down to Easton, dropped it down to me, and now we have Freedom Life Co. It's sell at a high level and then build at a high level, develop at a high level. And I think we've taken it a step further and taken the development because we know if we can pour into our people more, like that's where our time is the most impactful.
Yeah.
Because you could change your life making, 6 figures a year, selling on your own, but how much impact giving your knowledge away for free to our reps, now you're impacting more, and the one who helps the most people makes the most money.
Right.
So you're impacting hundreds of reps. Now you're being taken care of, maybe a little bit longer term play, but now you're being taken care of on the back end because of all that time and effort you spent serving and helping other agents.
Yeah, and I think that to that point, like it's maybe a more long term play, but to me, that also is like what drives the business and what keeps me going a lot more. Where like, I can make money. I know how to sell. Like I can make money. You've taught me how to sell. Easton taught me. Like I shown that I know how to do it. But then people always wonder like how do you keep going when it gets hard or whatever. Like that's such a common question in business or in sales. Like how do you keep going when you have all this money? Like what drives you to come to the office every day? And it's literally the other people that you're impacting. But then again, long term, that's going to impact you more. You're going to make more money from it. But I mean, just for myself, like I have friends that I brought into this business that were not on a good path. And then are now have genuinely changed their lives and like making great money. And I make money because of that. Like that's the coolest thing to me. So, and whether it's my friends or just random people I meet, like, we have the chance to impact a lot of young women, young men to like do something really positive and put them in this awesome culture, put them in this environment and make a lot of money doing it. And like, it just big scale impacts and helps so many people more than just money. But again, you're putting them around the right people. They have the right guidance and they're making a lot of money. They're able to change their lives. And then we don't just stop there. I mean, we're just teaching people like just skill. Like we're all in the gym every day.
Yeah.
We're, like I said, back to the culture thing where it's like, we all do a lot of the right things all the time. You know what I mean? So it just feeds onto people. Like I've seen people doing meal prep that like would have never done meal prep before, but they're hanging around the right guy. So now they're healthier. You know what I mean? So it's really cool to be able to like positively impact people in so many ways and get paid really well to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like, it's everything. Like anybody could, everybody, we all grow up. I think it's like, go to, you're in high school, go to college, get a job, like doctor, lawyer.
Right.
I don't know if that was ever pushed on you, but for you, it was like boxing. Like that was your path. Like, but for me, I was like, well, how do I make money? Not because I'm like greedy, but how do I make money? Because I grew up in a household where we always had food on the table, but we didn't have extras, right? So we were not the poorest, but we definitely didn't have a lot. 2008 housing crash happened, and it affected my family. So like I always knew like having money leads to no stress or can lead to less stress, right? Because there's always stressors. But so money is a big part of it. That's like I think why people initially get into sales. But then you realize, financially you're taken care of, your body taken care of, like because we're all pushing each other to like be in the gym, and it's really motivating to walk in. You got guys like Chris and Diego, Jay, like all these big dudes that like they take care of themselves and they look good, feel good, and then mentally and spiritually, right? So everybody has different beliefs, but like safe to say, like generally speaking, all the guys and girls that we work with have some sort of like belief in a higher power and like doing good to other people, which is really cool. So I don't think there's anything else you could really ask for. Like everybody wants to be a part of something like this. Now, this all sounds like good. So what are the downsides? Like what are give us the like thorns on the rose or something?
Yeah,
or
for sure.
You got a rose somewhere on here.
Somewhere I probably got one. But I would say that the big thing is what actually struck funny to me was earlier you said like, oh yeah, we trained for like 4 to 5 hours out of an 8-hour day, and then you quickly changed. That's like, well, we work 10 to 12 hours. And like, it's so normal for us to
Right.
say that, where like other people might not like, you know, feel so normal about that.
True.
So that could be what it is that like we work a lot, you
Yeah.
know? But again, that's not that bad of a thorn because of everything you just went over. We love what we do.
Right.
We love who we work with. It's such a great culture. There's, you know, so many benefits to working as much as we do. Like, I don't want to not work. Like,
Yeah.
I was up working at like 2 a.m. on my phone the
Yep.
other night, and like, it's just something that you want to do,
Yeah.
you know? So that would be it. And then it's obviously a super simple job. What we do is sounds very easy.
Mhm.
It's simple. You know, it's a lead-based sale, so people literally want what we have and we help them get it. But it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I know everybody says this, but I don't think people really grasp that everybody can do it, but not everybody will.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go through times where it sucks, especially when you first get into this business. You're gonna have 90 days of being like, these guys are really cool, but this sucks.
Yeah, this is the worst job.
This
like,
is the worst
I'm
job
cold,
ever.
even though they're leads, they don't answer.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they're scamming me. Like, I'm definitely cold calling right now. Like, where are
For
these
sure,
leads
yeah,
coming from?
Yeah, exactly. But they are leads, and then when you do get a hold of somebody and someone just lays down and buys it from you, and you make a couple grand on one sale, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And then that ebbs and flows in the beginning, where it's like really hard, and then it's rewarding, and then it's really hard, and you're not sure if you should do this anymore.
Yeah.
But then it's funny because it was always preached to me that same way.
Yep.
Like, you just have to get through that. And then when I did, like, I feel like I was in it for longer than I thought I was.
Mhm.
And then eventually it clicked and it was over, and I was like, oh, I actually get it now.
Yeah.
Like, I actually see how rewarding this is. It's way more than I even thought it could be.
Yep.
So that would be the hard parts about the job, is like, it's gonna suck.
It's the rejection.
Yeah.
Like, the rejection. And your story when you first started is the one that resonates the most, of that. Like, you had a fast start, you know, like, sold your first day. You worked the hours, you worked really hard, but you also had the background of like the phone sales. You were cold calling people, the same leads over and over and over. So this was like night and day difference, right? So you had quick success out the gate, but no one goes without like bad weeks. And I remember that one week where you did like 600 to 700 dials every single day. Before that was kind of normal. It was like 300 or 400 was our target, but you did 600 or 700 dials a day. And it was, I distinctly remember, it was the entire week. I don't think you sold, maybe you sold one.
Yeah, like in the early week.
Yeah, you sold like one on Monday and then nothing. And it was just 600 to 700 dials. And up until that point, you've never complained. You didn't really complain, but I could tell, like, oh, Johnny's going through it right now. Then you come in Friday late because you sold 4 from home, and then you came in, sold another 2 or something like that. So you sold 6 deals before like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, that's the hard, right? So 4 days, 80% of your time was just pure rejection, suck, F you, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And then at the end, after all that suck, then you got like crazy results. And then that's so true with everybody. And even on bigger scales, like, it could be that from year to year, month to month, week to week. But like, dude, there's bad years. Like 2023 was not a good year for me. 2024 was insane.
Yeah.
Right. But it's because you have to go through all those trials and objections and rejection. And then if you keep going through it, like we learned at that conference, there were 6 people worth over 100 million that spoke. Barbara Corcoran, Robert Herjavec, Gary Vee, Deion Sanders, Sean Mike, of course. They all said the same thing. Like, every person that's successful goes through trials. They all have a chip on their shoulder because of people, you know, the haters or people that doubted them or quit them.
Yeah.
They go through that, and that's how they become successful. It's the consistent through the crap that they become successful. So that's really the hardest part. But on the other side of that hard is like crazy rewards, like income, like, which if your income's, your bills are paid, like, you feel good, everything else in your life is like you have purpose, like, you feel good about everything you're doing because you put in all that work. And now, like, success isn't just money, it's like true fulfillment. And that's what this is like Freedom Life Co. You can come here to be part of something and be truly, truly fulfilled. And then once you get that, now you're willing to work the 12 to 14 hour days, 6 days a week. It's like, man, I'm building something great.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say, because I've never like understood everybody has heard these ultra rich people, these people worth $1 billion, $1 million, like why do you keep? It's not even about the money. It's not about the money. Like it's always sounded so corny to me. Like of course it's about the money, bro. You're wearing a $4,000 suit and a $20,000 watch. Like it's about the money.
Yeah.
But so I've never really understood it because like it's always been about the money to me too. But now it is something where yes, of course I like money. I like nice cars. We have nice things, but it's not as much about that as it is about the people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's where I finally figured that out, or finally like realized that, and over the course of the last like year, but like it's really hit me lately, where it's like all I can think about is like, yes, it's not that the money doesn't matter, but the money doesn't matter nearly as much as like what we have and what we're building and like what we're a part of.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like when I walk out of my office and like see all the guys and girls working and all of our friends and all of our boys make a lot of money, or you know, the 22-year-old kid with a $90,000 you know car downstairs, like all this shit, like I'm just like, man, look at what we built. Like this is sick.
Yep.
Like, and that matters a lot more than the money. So the money still matters, but it doesn't matter nearly as much as like what we're a part of.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing that, and I'll not to beat a dead horse, the thing that money, now that I have a little bit of money, the thing that money does give you is peace of mind.
Yeah.
And nothing is better than like peace of mind because you don't stress about anything. If I want to eat something, buy something, I do it. I could DoorDash a steak if I want. And like, I feel good. I eat a steak. I feel healthier rather than me. Oh, I can't afford it. I got to go to Wendy's.
Yeah.
Nothing against Wendy's, but like,
well, or even just like last week when we're just like, man, I'm a little hungry. Like, should we go to Ocean Prime for lunch? Like, a lot of people will be like, that's crazy, but it would just we were able to do it.
Yeah.
Went did it, and then we had a really awesome business meeting while we were doing it, having good food, and it's just again like, obviously, I think sometimes we're like numb to that, like that's a really cool thing, but the better part to me is just like we were able to not have to worry about that, so we can also focus on better things. Like we weren't going to be sitting around. Well, we would probably sit in Wendy's and talk about business, but there's a lot different. But like,
but and then it gives you an opportunity to build relationships.
Yeah.
Like you're not like everybody there is having a good time. You feel good, and again, it goes back to people, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just all about people. Money allows you to spend time with people, and people is what this is all about. It's a people business.
Or like I'll never forget when we went in, we were eating steak somewhere, and our server was like a really cool kid. Like he looked like he like belonged with our group. So we started talking to him like, dude, you like surfing? He's like, no, like I'm trying to like start a side hustle. Like I'm just doing this for money. And then we brought him into the business, and I think he made $9,000 his first week. Like his first deal was like a $9K deal. Like obviously that's different. It doesn't happen for everybody, but I always think about like how cool that like our business is and what we do.
Yeah. So to kind of wrap up, because I know we have some other calls, the whole goal, and I guess what this whatever you call it, podcast, video, whatever, is kind of leading to is like our goal, our objective is to save people, right? Save them from life 9 to 5, going through the motions, hating their job, hating, you know, how little money they're making, hating that they don't have the freedom to, like Chris is going to Hawaii next week just because
he wants to.
He wants to. Well, and then he did rent a place.
Yeah, because he just bought a house out there.
But like, dude, how cool is it versus like the rest of the world has to show up to work, has to put in their time off. He gets to go spend time, great place, not as cold as Colorado. So our goal, our objective is to save people from like the life that sucks.
Yeah.
And you do that through hard work here. And we specifically want to save, like our goal is to have 1,000 reps in Denver. We're probably close to 100 right now.
Yeah.
We got a lot more people to save. And then we're expanding, you know, we have an office now in Utah. We're opening one later this year in Arizona, and then next year looking at California. So like our goal is to save as many people as possible, bring them into something that they can truly be a part of and like legit change their life, which is I think the most fulfilling thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that, you know, we can, you hit the nail on the head. Like we even just talked like you talk about your upbringing, like my upbringing, like my dad, I could promise you when I was growing up, my dad, you know, took me and adopted me and my sisters when we were kids. And was the hardest working dude in the world. He still works really hard. If he put that much time and effort into what we do here right now, he would not be working right now.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Yep.
And, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there, like I work really hard. Like we all work hard. We're here all the time. But like there's a lot of people that work a lot harder than I do and are never going to have what we have.
True.
And it's not fair, but it is because the opportunity is there.
Yeah, anybody can do this.
Anybody can do this.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we are willing to help out anybody who wants to be a part of something. Like, please come, let us know. so that way we can help them, you know what I mean, and have the same thing, because there's power in numbers, and the more people that we do this, the more we all grow and we're all happy. So
Yeah. So on that note, if someone watches this and they're like, I want to get in touch with Johnny, what's your Instagram handle?
it's just Johnny Jarabek, JonnyJarabek.
Cool. And then if you can't find his because he's got a long name, mine's just Ty, the letter X, Cook.
Yeah, you can find us on the
Tell me you
listen.
listen to Johnny's, and then I'll have you look up with Johnny because Johnny's
Cool.
the best. So appreciate you, dude.
For sure, man.